Well, you always say it's never easy. That one wasn't easy, but what'd you
Nothing
think?
here is easy. Never playing these guys is easy. So a good night. We've been challenging our guys about playing tough and competing, and they couldn't have done a better job tonight.
You talk about being tough and competing. How much more of that have you seen these last couple of weeks? It just seems like this team is growing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's we got punched in the nose pretty good early, and it took us a while to respond, but these guys have been, they're invested. They are coming to the ballpark every day. We've had trials and tribulations, and they just keep fighting through it.
You talked a lot about, the guy getting the big hit for you guys. Obviously, you had a few of those today, but then Brad there in the 11th. What did you see from him? He said that it was a slider that they took apart. It seems like he's kind of improving on that breaking ball.
Yeah, he was, and I joked with him earlier. He had left some guys on during the middle of the game, and then, he's the guy who what he did 3 innings ago he doesn't even remember. Like, he just keeps playing the game, and you see that in that big swing there at the end.
Chris, you mentioned getting punched in the mouth, man, and like between last night rallying back, between tonight them getting those runs in the 9th and coming back. I mean, do you think that y'all can kind of use that as momentum down the stretch of this season?
I hope so. I mean, I hope it gives them a belief, a belief that even though when we give it up in the 9th, the belief that we can come back and win. And for us right now, it's about every SEC win that we can get. I mean, we just need every one, and they got to stay hungry for those.
Yesterday we saw Preston. He gave up those 4 home runs, and you mentioned him just kind of clamping down there and pitching out of that. Casey came in a different situation, but it was a live atmosphere. They had a chance to end it with one swing. How'd you feel like he handled that, especially coming off that short rest?
I thought he was really good. I came to the ballpark today thinking he wasn't pitching, and he was the first one that came out the box like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I feel good. I'm ready to go. I want to pitch. And we still debated it. And then, then we get the 9th inning, and he runs out there. And keeping that 9th inning together after the home run was huge. That's probably as big a part of the game as we had.
And also the other guys in the bullpen, I mean, they really pitched well. Pico gave it a 2-run home run, but gave you a chance.
Yeah, Pico gave us a chance too, and Jackson pitched well. I mean, I thought all those guys, did their job and kept that game close. And Jackson getting out of that jam, I forgot what inning it was, maybe the 6th. When he came in, I thought was a big piece of the ball game.
Brad talked about how big it is, to beat Ole Miss, but on top of that, he mentioned how big it was just to get a series win away from home. I guess how big is that? Understanding where you guys are in the postseason picture right now with a few series left to go.
Yeah, it just gives us some momentum to play on the road. I mean, we played some decent games on the road, so gives us some confidence today. And then it's your rival. I mean, it just means, and we've talked about it. It means more. I mean, it means a lot to everybody in this state. And I'm proud of the guys just the way being able to fight and being able to get this series on the road is huge.
What went through your body when Brad when you heard that ball get hit by Brad in the 11th? What was kind of going through your mind?
I was excited, and then you start thinking about what you're pitching. In our world, whenever you get big home runs, me and Coach Foxhall then are who's going out the next, because we weren't sure if Casey was going back out. And then we had to reassess where he was, but just relieved. I mean, their guy had done a great job for the last 3 or 4 innings, so that game had stalemated for us. We hadn't had a lot of success, and we needed probably a homer.
Casey joked about finding his inner Landon Sims when Brandon sent that one out. I guess how have you kind of seen him kind of embrace that role, considering he started this year as your Saturday guy?
Yeah, he's been good, man. He's just a tough kid. The moment doesn't get too big for him. He can just keep competing, and that's what we need. We need a guy like that, and we're going to need him down the stretch.
A couple big home runs for Hunter the last few games. How big is that as a freshman, in a big series like this? What does that speak about him? That
at-bat was probably the at-bat of the game. Just being able to fight off those pitches and then get a pitch up and drive it out of the ballpark. He's a very talented freshman.
Do you have any idea what you're going to do Tuesday, pitching-wise?
No clue. We're going to draw it out of a hat. I tell you what, we're going to do a poll on Gene's page, and y'all can turn it in what you want to do and let us know who y'all want to pitch, because I don't know who we're pitching.
You don't want
Please
to see
don't
some
do
of
that.
those suggestions, man.
I'm just joking. So.
I think you guys are, 18-4 now in your last 22? I remember against Ole Miss, something like that. I remember coming into this series, you were talking about mindset and being like, you can't try to do too much or whatever, but still, 18-4, and they've had success with you here as well. What do you kind of pinpoint that to being so dominant in this rivalry in your tenure here? Is there anything you can?
No, not really. I mean, it's playing good. We just play good in those games, and I don't know, do we have a lot of Mississippi kids? The Jake Mangum effect is a piece of it, because Jake Mangum wasn't going to let anybody in that clubhouse lose. I can tell you that. And then our kids have just kind of carried on with it. But it's they've done a good job, that's for sure. And a lot of them were without me, those 18-4.